family event at Play Picnic and Party.
One of the things I love about Elk Grove Village is this swing. It's on the village green by the clock tower. You can't miss it. It's 12 feet tall, and it hangs from a giant red heart that says, "I love Elk Grove Village." Public Works put this heart swing up in the year 2020. It was made in Elk Grove after Mayor Johnson saw one like it in the Bahamas. He thought it would be great to have something like that here to show how proud people feel about this community. The Heart Swing is here all year round for everyone to enjoy. And here's the best part. The seat can hold 2 people, so your best friend, brother, or sister, or even your mom or dad can join you. It's a lot of fun, so swing over.
Development group by the name of Central Texas Company had a vision to create an entirely planned community that would consist of both residential and industrial areas. Centec mapped out every detail. In order for the dream community to become a reality, a minimum of 1,500 acres was needed. The dense grove of trees inhabited by elk was suitable for hunting. Hence the name Elk Grove was born.
No town ever sponsored a bowl game in another town. Track and field, wrestling, triathlon. No town ever sponsored a team before in the Olympics. No town's ever sponsored a race car. They're gonna learn that Elk Grove's home to the biggest business park in North America. We got every type of business in the world here. We got everything you need to be successful in business. And more importantly, if you wanna make money, come to Elk Grove.
Wow, so you can't have race cars without manufacturing capabilities. So our race cars are built using a lot of the technologies that are represented in Elk Grove.
We have events going on all year. We want to make sure we give the best back to our residents that are here in the community. And that's why our concert series we have is second to none.
In our town of Cranford, New Jersey, our local municipal channel, TV35, is a major source of hyper-local information that is specifically designed and created for our residents alone. We get to see our town meetings, concerts, high school sports, news, and more on a channel that is strictly about our community. The value of public, educational, and government stations was clearly demonstrated during the COVID-19 pandemic. All access channels provided crucial information, including press conferences and emergency updates from their municipal governments directly to their citizens. Today, the very existence of PEG channels is under attack. Access channels have been historically supported by a special surcharge that subscribers pay on their monthly cable bill, which is passed back to each municipality. But in 2019, this all changed. The FCC passed a franchise fee order that allows the cable companies to redefine the way PEG stations are funded. Under this new order, the cable companies could add the value of in-kind contributions to this cap, including the ability to place an arbitrary number on the value of each access channel. This would greatly affect the total amount received by municipalities and drastically reduce the amount of funding available to support PEG stations, possibly forcing municipalities to reassess the importance of funding their channels. Fortunately, there is a simple solution to this problem that is awaiting action in both sides of Congress. The Protecting Community Television Act mandates that the franchise fees must be only monetary payments. No non-monetary contributions will be allowed. This would ensure that franchise fees would continue at the level required to support PEG and community channels. Please contact your members of Congress today and ask them to co-sponsor the Protecting Community Television Act.
Tiffany, are you gonna take the Ignite Dance Company intro? Yep. Okay.
Did you hear him or no?
Just a little bit. How many you got? 15, 20? I have no idea.
With all their parents.
Hi, Kyle. I'm gonna put you guys before the dance people just because they could be 15 to 20 minutes where you guys could be 5 to 7 minutes.
Bill, we're live.
Hey, John. She just yelled that we're live. Okay, I need to call to order this regular meeting of the Elk Grove Park District. Today is August 13th, 2026. Can I have a roll call, please?
President O'Malley,
Here.
Commissioner Biecki,
Here.
Commissioner Carlson,
Here.
Commissioner Cook,
Here.
Commissioner Wallace.
Okay, our first order of business, I've got committee of the whole meeting of July 23rd and regular meeting of July 23rd. All those in favor of approving as presented, please say aye. Aye. I have July 23rd, 2026 closed session meeting. I need a motion and a second.
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please, for approval.
Commissioner Biecki.
Yes.
Commissioner Carlson.
Yes.
Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
Commissioner Wallace.
Yes.
President O'Malley.
Yes. Okay, I'm at public communication. Any comments from the audience at this time?
Wish, but I'll yield to the end.
Okay. It's up to you, Tony. Okay.
Tony Coletta with Elk Grove Girls Softball. So I just want to start by saying we are very appreciative of the plans that came forth for Mead. Either plan is fine for us. Yes, we would like the lights. That would be a nice add. The problem we have is spring months practicing, fall now. We have to end at, starting at 8 and then we end up ending at 7 because we just don't have anywhere to go. We try to get on CAF, and when we do, we're limited to just the infield because soccer is in the outfield area there. So yes, we would like that. When back in 2024, when this started, we had put, as far as I know, softball put $15,000 of their money into the scoreboards and fences, with us being told, we're doing this, this is for you guys for softball and fences. They're going to be up, and then they're not, right? We don't have a fence in the south field. We have the fence up on the north field. It gets taken down. It was taken down the whole month of July and August while we had an Elk Grove Girls program running. We had our fire tournament team, and no fence. The fence is sitting in that room just stacked up against it. That I don't understand. I don't understand not leaving a fence up just for the season, the April to November season. My thing is, if the fields are going to stay the same with that version 2, if we could get the fence up at south as well as north and leave them up from April to November, that would be great. I would love a place with lights. That would be great too. Bill, to answer your question about why we call it baseball versus softball, it's all about where the bases are pegged. Audubon doesn't have 55-foot bases. We have our league that has that uses 55-foot bases. That's typically how the fields are mapped out, is by where the base paths are and where we play. CAF has stated the infields are so big that the outfielders are standing in dirt, so it's not fun for anyone. And that's because those are pegged at 90 feet. They have to be big infields for that. So
I just try to remind it, and John's brother knows this because John's brother's daughter played with my daughter. They played there, obviously, at Audubon. So it's not like it's out of the realm to play there. Yes, you'd have to change the bases. Yeah. And again, even if one field out of the 2, you could say Audubon North, girls softball, boys baseball, whatever it ends up being. Me personally, I just don't like being locked into who's got what field. May the programs work it out between the 2, But usually, I just like to see that the fields are used, and those are the popular ones.
Right, and I mean, I've heard you make that comment before, that when you drive around, the fields are empty. I mean, we would need 100 teams to have the fields filled every time you're driving past a ballpark, right? We would need a lot more teams for that.
Right.
And it's not what it is. And as far as the numbers going down, what nobody talks about here is that when people move to Elk Grove, they don't leave. So we don't have that constant influx of young kids that are coming in, families that are coming in and then have kids to where they can join the league. Everyone around me where I live, all their kids are grown and gone and they're still there. So that's part of the reason, as well as the other sports that we're competing with. I think we do well. We've gone to Wooddale, where their program has kind of fallen apart, and we're going to these towns saying, hey, send your kids our way. You know, send them to Elk Grove to play. And we've gotten about 10 or so families from the Wooddale area that play in our league. We have a handful from Schaumburg that play in our league. And I think it only helps when we have amenities and we have nice fields for them to do that. We wanted to build Meade as, you know, the Saturday showcase field and have all our games on Saturdays and just have it a community type event. The fences add to it. You know, the scoreboards have been a great addition. Like I told you before, when we go play at CAF, everyone comes up to me now, where are the scoreboards, right? What's the score? We can't see it, right? So they're getting used to that. Like I said, if the plan to move the fields didn't include lights, I would say don't even bother with it. Just keep the fields where they are, throw up the fences, the 2 fences, and we're good for that. And then, you know, if you want to put lights at Mather, you know, that works too. So I just want to say I am appreciative, though, of all the work and thought that you guys are putting into the fields to do it for. All the new infields that you did at all the fields, it's fantastic. It's great. It's no more, playing at CAF was like playing on the moon. The ball would just, it would hit the field and just stop, you know, and it's so much better now. The experience has gotten better and better each year, and I think adding these little things would help.
Have you asked staff why the fence came down? Because I asked Ben after you'd sent an email to John and John forwarded to me. Wasn't it because that was the understanding that it was? It doesn't mean that can't. I think you'd have to explain what you thought that the direction the board gave you or the compromise was.
It was during those discussions, and it was a compromise to having that fence as long as it could come down in the summer, you know, go back up. And so the shoulder seasons, it would stay up spring and fall, and the summer would come down, and obviously the winter would come down.
But I have to be honest, I don't remember summer being involved.
Me
like
either.
me personally, if it stayed up all summer,
Well, we're talking 1 month. That's what's.
Well,
that's
why
I know,
I'm
but
saying
I don't
Me either,
understand.
and I was the one that brought up the compromise. I don't
So
remember
we're going to
saying-
address that particular
Okay.
issue on the permanency of that fencing.
And as far, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought we purchased fences for both fields, and we have fences for both fields?
Yep.
And so,
No, only one.
The initial proposal was for
Yeah.
2, and then
Yeah.
we went down to 1 portable. That could be removed.
okay. So if lights, if you're going with proposal 2, can part of that being get a fence up on the south field? Could we add that into the mix? And if it's portable, same thing, the April to November time, it's gone in the winter, but it's up in the spring and summer.
Yes, it certainly can be discussed, you know. I'm not going to say yes right now and then put everybody else on the spot.
No.
That's all.
No, just for for the consideration of it, yeah.
Okay. You did talk about how the softball program did contribute.
Yes.
And for a long stretch, at least since I've been a board member, we kept the capital budget really low. It used to be 1.5 million that you'd have to do entire park district wise. So when we'd have the athletic associations asking for additional capital, we always told them you'd speed up the process if you contributed to it. So that was our theory. Like, all right, somebody wants dugout covers, contribute. Football wants this, contribute. So that was always, you know, a way to kind of expedite that and keep the fees for the people that were using that sport you know, moving forward.
Sure.
Which is, I'm gonna segue it just into a little bit because it ties into correspondence. This talks about the costs of parks, and this was done by the National Recreation Parks Association, which is a nonprofit, and they surveyed the entire nation. And the two things that I took out of reading this, Tony, was the typical park district offers one park for every 2,500 residents. That's it, across the nation. Now, obviously, we have 32,000 people, so you'd think that, all right, if we're just doing the national average,
Right.
we'd have 17 to 18 parks, but we have 43. So that's great, and we're all proud of that. And, you know, yes, we should be retrofitting some fields probably. But the other thing that came out of it was, while the majority of a park district revenue comes from taxes, an average of 26% of revenue comes from user fees. Well, we've tried to have it where the user fees gets raised for if you're doing karate or you're doing dance or you're doing athletics or you're doing pottery, whatever it is, pitch in. So we're kind of proud that we've built that up to 50%. And I kind of think to myself, that's why I'm an advocate for having some of the athletic associations pitch in so that it just shares the cost amongst all 33,000. And I think it makes it easier to make those decisions personally. I thought I'd share that with you.
All right, thank you.
Does anybody have any comments or questions for you?
No.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Tony.
Khalil?
How you guys doing?
Fine, how are you?
Great. Khalil, Elk Grove resident. Both my daughters are in the softball program. And I just have one question for all of you. I went back and I was watching the Marshall Park renovations videos, and the neighbors were obviously very upset with the lights, with the pickleball court sounds, with the added traffic, but you guys ultimately approved it. And it's been a big hit, and a lot of people love it, even though it was way over budget. Everything costed more, I think almost double. Don't quote me on the numbers, but it was a lot more money. So really my question to whoever is strongly against it or on the fence is, what is it about the Mead lights and the concerns that the neighbors have there that are basically stronger or hold more weight than the neighbors that were adamantly against the lights at Marshall Park? And you guys ultimately approved those. So I just don't know, I just want
I'm
to
glad
know.
to answer that because I know personally how my opinion is. Because I was able to ascertain that the actual vocal crowd that did not want the lights there were less than 10. The same, I could probably name the 5 to 6 people that consistently complained, and nobody else was complaining. Yet the ones at Mead gathered petitions and came into this room and where it was equally divided between softball wanting lights and them not wanting it. So I saw a 50-50 there, and me personally at Marshall, I saw like a 99% one. So that was me on the list.
Right, I mean, I could parade all the softball girls in here and have 300 girls in here, but I'm not gonna do that because it's just not the right thing to do. So, like, I think at one point, Bill, I'm gonna quote you because it was a great quote. You said, "That's why I got into Parks and Rec, so that the kids can have a place that they say, wow." So, developing that Mead field and softball community parents, athletes, that is something they come in there and they look at it with the fences, with the lights, with the shelters, with all the progress that you guys made. That is a wow statement that you could get from everybody. So that's all I gotta say about that.
All right, and because you quoted me, I believe that wow factor probably came from the playgrounds that I'm a huge advocate of. But at that point, all the children have the opportunity to use a playground. So I want that wow factor there. Can I, and there's a fixed cost to that. For me to want a wow factor at Mead, we just came out of a committee of the whole for the people watching this. That was to get that wow factors, bringing it up to 1.5 million. And that's just, right now, a little bit too tough for me until I look at all the other options. Could there eventually be, if the program goes, or we retrofield other fields, or there just happens to be a higher level of softball interest than baseball interest, this board is open, staff is always open. We've even said, continue to look at where we have opportunities to present lights for your program without the detriment to a lot of residents, that's all. And it is a tough subject, it's a tough battle. You know, we've been doing it for a long time.
Right. Like I said, I still don't like the difference between the Marshall Park lighting neighbors versus the Mead neighbors, like how there was, again, their concerns were not as, they don't hold as much water as the neighbors at Mead.
And like I said, to me, it was the quantity. And then I'll let the other four speak for themselves. That was it for me.
I'll just kick in here real quick because Marshall Park has 9 single-family home residents and probably that would be affected by the lighting if it was what everybody thought it was, which it isn't. Probably 15 duplex homes, so like 30 people, right? 30 families, so to speak. After we were done, we've had one, correct me if I'm wrong, I'd love to hear it. We've had one resident complain about the lights, and when staff went out to figure out what it was the village street light. We've had absolutely no complaints, because they're far beyond the technology that anybody realizes.
Well, yeah, and I agree that they don't understand how the lighting is today.
How many single-family homes are around Mead Park, and how far away are they? I'm literally from Mead to Kelly to a light pole. You couldn't find my keys in my backyard unless it was a full moon when those lights are shining. And I'm that far away. The Mead people that have made their complaints known or their thoughts known, they gotta be 3 times as far away from the lights as I am. So I'm just saying, I understand we have residents we have to talk to, but they're not the ones that should drive the bus completely when we have these residents that have their concerns too. We were almost not gonna have lights in a pickleball court because of 2 people.
I don't know if that's true or not.
You know who they are.
Oh, I know who the 2 people were, but I don't believe.
I'm just
that
saying,
they're ever
I
people.
understand, and the Mather thing might be a very good solution. It'd be great to do some back and forth and go take a look. I don't see it being that way, but we're listening to realistically 3 people that are driving the fury of, oh my God, the lights are coming, and yet we have an absolute gem of a sister project that proves, I can't see the lights. That's my opinion.
Tom, anybody else from Khalil's comments?
No, I agree with him. I don't think they understand how the lighting
They
is,
don't.
to be honest.
I think it's not just the lighting, it's also the additional traffic and that programming that goes when you bring the lights. And I think historically, we did not have lights in neighborhood parks, and that was one of the things brought up at Marshall. I looked at Marshall being a brand new park. We never had a park there, and it was owned by the school and the daycare. So to me, it was a new park that we wanted to make a premier park and renovate. And with the new lighting technology, I was in favor of putting lights there. And to me, part of it at Mead is you have, once again, just because we did it at Marshall doesn't mean that every neighborhood park now we want to turn into a lit premier park. There's only so many premier parks we could have.
We're looking for
And
one softball.
Well, I'm just saying, because.
Which is like 4 poles.
You're looking for both fields to be lit.
Well, no. The board said there's no chance on 2, and that's fine. But I bet you if I asked softball if we could light 1 Mead field, I don't think they would say no for $125,000.
Just goes back to that argument that we have every single year. I've been on this board 13 years. It's like the dog parks. No one wants it in their backyard. Lights, no one wants it in their backyard. Every time we come up with a plan, we come up with an idea, there's always some hitch, something to it. I think a good compromise was when the recommendation was brought up to go to the high school with the 2 fields and lighting that up. Again, like Commissioner Carlson said, the high school's not gonna be using it majority of the time. They may schedule something, but I can't imagine them using it at night. So that would give the softball an additional opportunity for 2 fields with lights. There was talk about practice. I didn't hear Lions in the fall. Is Lions able to be used as a practice site for
Boys
softball?
are there, aren't they?
It's all baseball.
But for I'm just talking practice purposes. Are they're removable?
No.
No, or they were at one point, I thought. Okay.
6 feet of concrete. straight
Okay.
down.
And then again, my last comments, Khalil, to finish it up, where John started a discussion on, hey, there's lights at Marshall, but we can't put them at Meade. It'll still hang itself on the quantity issue. If I'm bringing lights to Meade, the odds are the major beneficiary of that would be the softball program. Bringing lights over to Marshall encompassed 500 pickleball users and a program that has more residents using it right now. So that was a part of my decision-making also. It's not just on cost, it's cost efficiency on how many people are gonna benefit at that particular time. So that's mine. Anybody else from softball? Tim?
I just have a quick question. I'm not sure if I classify it as a comment or question to follow up. 2 weeks ago, I asked this board if a boy could join Elk Grove girls softball. And Director Curcio said, we have a transgender policy. So my first question is, he provided me the policy, and it says it was created March of 2015. Just to confirm, is this the most up-to-date recent policy, or has there been an update to it?
I'd have to refer that to Ben. Are you aware if this is the most recent one or not?
This is the most recent policy.
The reason I ask is that March of 2015, Governor Bruce Rauner was the governor. He was just walking into his term of office. And I don't think anyone would argue that Kwame Raoul and J.B. Pritzker are probably the most activist attorney generals in Illinois. I'm sorry, activist attorney generals and governors in the nation. Probably the most activist that we've seen in Illinois as a whole. To which case, a policy that was drafted in the very beginning of Bruce Rauner's administration probably would need to be dusted off and taken a look at to make sure that it still is kosher with the world as we know it. And specifically, is within the realm of possibility that a policy that was designed to protect people may actually be disparately impacting a protected class of people because it did not consider that by 2025, different people would receive additional protections, that being non-binary. Because your policy, as it is written, is extremely binary. It is chock full with these phrases: self-identified gender, consistent with his or her gender identity, consistent with his or her gender identity, that you should notify, I believe it is Tiffany Green, that there's a minor that has a consistent gender identity different than the gender listed on his or her Park District registration record and or state birth record. And if the child desires to participate in activities in a manner consistent with his or her gender identity. So here's the question. In March of 2025, the Illinois Department of Human Rights said, we're going to expand the protectorate bubble to non-binary individuals. So quite literally, as a state government, if I say my name's Pat, and you say, Tim, are you a boy or girl? I'm able to say, doesn't matter, I'm non-binary. In which case, you are supposed to afford me all protections under the law and treat me the same, or else you are inadvertently discriminating against me within the framework of gender identity, because non-binary is now part of the landscape of protections. So my question is, if your birth certificate says boy, according to this policy, you have to identify and you have to say my gender identity is consistent with that of being a girl, which some might say runs afoul of the Illinois Department of Human Rights guidance that you're not supposed to discriminate against individuals who are non-binary. So is it within the realm of possibility that your transgender policy is inadvertently discriminatory against non-binary individuals? In which case, how far down the rabbit hole are you willing to go on this issue? Because could this be a phase line where I don't have to have standing? I'm not an aggrieved party. I'm not directly discriminated against. But do I have the ability to say to any state agency, hey, you need to check this out. You issued this guidance that says non-binary individuals are supposed to be protected. Their rights are protected. Here's the Elk Grove Park District saying, if your sex is this on the birth certificate, you have to go down and do all of this and identify with a different gender, when you are basically being denied the right of saying, I'm neither gender. And so the question is, are you going to defend a transgender policy that might be discriminating against non-binary individuals inadvertently in order to defend a program that you are discriminating based on gender. So again, how far are we gonna go? At some point, you're gonna have to cut your losses and just say, youth softball, anybody wants to join, they can play, we don't care. And again, this is gonna be the next phase line. The phase line is gonna be, does this transgender policy run afoul of guidance issued in 2025, specifically enlarging the protectorate bubble to non-binary individuals? Bill, if you want to have a cup of coffee on this and see again, is this the fight that you want to have, or do you want to cut your losses? I'm trying to offer you an off-ramp here.
Yeah, well, I'm not into fighting at age 65 anymore, so that part's out. What I will say is that we'll direct staff, which is our attorney and Ben, to take a look at that 2015 policy, transgender policy, and make sure that it is up to date with all current laws and direction from the Illinois departments that are handling that type of transgender policy.
So I'm willing to agree to date of sorts. If you can say, now I'm not going to hold you to exact time, seconds, and minutes, but what would you say would be a general, because unfortunately, diversity was not responding to my emails, and I've heard that from a lot of people. So I'm just going to say, maybe there was a glitch. Maybe your technology department has some sort of issues. And I'm going to say, I'm going to be charitable in my words. Maybe Ben didn't see my emails. Because it would really bring a tear to my eyes if he's not responding to my emails.
Right.
So could you be, in the most charitable terms, can you give me kind of a round estimate as to when you might be in a position to just give some feedback, say, hey, we're looking at this, we're talking about this?
Well, one of the things I'll do is I'll talk to the 4 other commissioners just to make sure there's a consensus that I can't direct Ben, so we'll get a consensus to direct Ben to take a look at this particular policy, and then we'll tell him to expedite it as fast as he can, as thoroughly as he can. And then, you know, we can give you the feedback on that.
So,
Tim, if you're gonna just come on up to the mic.
well, I would say as a gentleman, I will say I will lay down my arms, I suppose, for 1 month. So I will agree to a day of sorts for 1 month.
Fair enough. And I do want to say this before you sit down. You know, we don't work off a piece of papers and what the Illinois guidance is. You know, there's legal means and there's moral means. And I don't know of any single staff member, Park District employee, or any board member that has the intention to discriminate against anybody. So I would let your fears rest on that. We have no discrimination intent. We will take a look at our policies to make sure that they are up to date, but until they're not up to date, if they're not up to date, rest assured, I can speak for everybody in this room that we don't discriminate.
I appreciate that, and let me just add one thing, and I'll be on my way. Disparate impact is not indicative of motive. Disparate impact is just, we didn't mean it, it just happened to be that way. I think what you have right now is you have a really big situation with disparate impact. So, that's it for today.
Okay, thank you for your comments. Any other comments from the audience at this time? Okay, correspondence. Do any commissioners have any correspondence they'd like to share? Hearing none, we are at recognition of special guests. I'm going to introduce Jim Kilty and his children, Sean and Kyle, and I'm going to have Scott come up. Kelly, if you can go ahead and talk about the purpose and make the presentation.
Or I can do
together.
That. However you want to do that. Before we do anything, Bill, I just want you to know that I'm going to petition that you put up, you know, like 100,000 lumen lights on the putting green. Okay?
Oh, yeah,
so all of that area will be disrupted. I'm joking.
All right.
Yeah. I didn't know. I moved away 4 or 5 years ago
Yes.
to get out in the country, and I didn't know about the big light. Yeah, right. So just completely in jest, you know. But anyway, that
Taken in jest.
So, did you?
All right, introductions.
I'll start and get you guys going, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Only because you know, who knows how long my voice lasts. And so I'm Scott Sachs. I'm the president of the Elk Grove Parks Foundation. And I actually wanted to piggyback on something you said, and you did too, because you talked about, you know, those who contribute
right? If you contribute to the programs, there's more ways maybe to getting something done. Well, a great way to contribute to some degree would be through the Elk Grove Parks Foundation. We are a 501c3 that exists to benefit parks and recreation in the community, and so if you're looking for tax-deductible ways to contribute, we've got a way to make that happen. So I think there's opportunities there. We exist, like I said, for the benefit of parks and recreation in the community. This past weekend, we held our largest annual direct fundraiser, which was our, are we internationally known now, our duck race? We had almost 800 of the best competitive rubber ducks in the world here in Elk Grove. After the dump into the water, 800 ducks waded around the lazy river at Rainbow Falls. We had 36 winners, over several $1,000s worth of prizes got given out to people who participated. So first off, thank you to all of our sponsors. Thanks to everybody who bought a duck. Thank you to everybody who participates in these programs year over year over year. We couldn't do it without everybody's help. So gratitude for the entire community who has supported this year over year. This was, I think, our biggest duck race in history. So it's been a good year for us. We couldn't do what we do, which is giving away scholarships. It's giving away to college students. It's giving away scholarships to Park District programs. We've made improvements like the putting green Jim mentioned a minute ago over in Fountain Square Park. The Senior Center, we do plenty of work throughout the community, but we could not do that without the funds that we raise each year. So the duck race is one of them. We have generous sponsors and donors throughout the year that we certainly appreciate each and every one of them, including the generosity of the Kilty family here, who over the last few years now has contributed tens of thousands of dollars to the foundation. Yeah, applause, please. While I wish the circumstances in which we all came together were very different, I certainly am incredibly grateful for the work that you guys have done. Each year they hold a golf tournament fundraiser at the Kilt. This year was at Fox Run, which was great having it here in Elk Grove Village. I'm going to be quiet and just introduce the Kilty family so they can talk more about this. But again, thank you so much for all that you've done for the Park District and for everything for the community. Thank you. Jim, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah. Kyle, Jim Kilty, and my other son, Sean. Just a great year for the golf outing, the Kilt. First 2 years we're in Schaumburg, and we weren't all thrilled with it. And talking to Bill and Kelly quite frequently, we decided to give Fox Run a go, and man, it was great, just fantastic. You know, not one negative comment. Alex did a great job, and Bill knows my personality. I was a little wound up on it, and Bill was around and paying close attention. But man, just great. The most golfers we've had, no glitches, beautiful weather. Clubhouse is perfect. Meal was perfect. Just couldn't have been a better outing. I don't think. But with that outing, we ended up we brought in. We netted $47,000 and some change, and then we withhold $7,000 to help pay for some of the expenses next year coming right up. So we're going to split. It's $40,000. We split it between Elk Grove Parks Foundation, and which near and dear to our heart because of Cole and his all the boys and their relationship with the Elk Grove Park District growing up. We've gone over that every time. I'm not going to go into great details with that. And then that All Secure Foundation, which is a veteran-run organization that helps combat PTSD and depression and other ailments our veterans suffer from. So, yeah, so $20,000 to Elk Grove Parks Foundation, and then $20,000 to All Secure. But yeah, so that's Sean and Kyle. Do you guys have anything to add that I missed?
No, Fox Run is great. So thanks for all that work.
Yeah. Bill was really, he was adamant it was going to be good, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it turned out better than I could have ever expected, and I know we're going to use it again next year. I've talked to Alex about it and just keep it on the schedule. So yeah. So thank you very much. Did you get a picture of What's that?
How do we fit this into the night deposit box?
Exactly. All right. Let's do another big picture. One more.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And the gift baskets
Jim, while
too.
you're up there, I mean, we have the softball program here, but it's just not for the softball program. It was for soccer. It was for baseball, travel. One of the goals of the foundation when it was created was to help those that could not afford to play athletics. You know, family circumstances, income, whatever the situation was. We tried to create the foundation to do some fundraising because you can't use taxpayers' dollars just to assist somebody. So as long as somebody donated and went to the foundation, we could use that money at our discretion. There's 7 or 8 different board members that make a vote on how to spend it. And on a regular basis, we were trying to get those that had an outlet through sports. And it was easy to write a $100 check or a $300 check or whatever the situation was. And over the years, we've done other things at the Sheila Ray Center and at Rainbow Falls, buying palm trees and that. And then your putting green, which you did on yourself. So anybody watching, Jim is always constantly saying, I need to spend some of this money. I need to spend some of this money. How can I spend some of this money? And it's the little things. He contributed to the football helmets when football was hurting a little bit. He went to the foundation in that. The putting green itself. I don't know if if Scott, if you said this, you bought the golf clubs for Fox Run, for the junior program, so that those that couldn't afford golf clubs could at least have the chance to go out there and golf.
And Bill, just to give some, the two high school scholarships, I was just saying, to give some context, right? It might be a $100 contribute, a $100 scholarship here and a $300 scholarship there, but over the course of a year, that adds up into thousands of dollars. On average, we're giving away, what, $17,000 a year in scholarship programs? So it's, you know, they're not huge. I mean, the biggest single ones, I think, that we give away are the college scholarships to high school students, but the little ones, the $100 here, the $500, the $300 there, that adds up to $15,000 or more every year that we're giving away in the community to allow people to participate. And that's not including the things that we do, you know, like Tom said, for the Sheila Ray Center and for others. So the program does give back continuously, year over year over year, and the way we're able to do it is the Kilties and so many other generous sponsors and participants that have helped make that happen.
Yep, very good.
Thank you.
Well, I'll reinforce that when all this stuff happened 3.5 years ago, Mike McCormick is, you know, and I'm trying to figure out what to do to honor Cole, and he's hey, contact Bill O'Malley. He's on the board. And I've known Bill for, you know, 30, 35 years or more. I can't remember now, but yeah, it was just a great connection, and we're just glad we're able to do something positive for the whole way the whole situation worked out. So thank you all for your patience, and just let us know anything, you know, like you said, we're looking for ways to spend more. So
yep.
And Scott and I are gonna in the Elk Grove in the Parks Foundation are gonna discuss some of that too. So
and you can only hope that, you know, your fundraiser continues while I'm past and you're past. As an example, the Zarnick Foundation, the Zarnicks, have the golf outing, and they contribute to the scholarships and a lot of other things. And both Frank has passed and his wife has passed, and yet the son has taken over, and they contribute to be an integral part of the community. And not wishing you any ill will on either one of us, but you do hope that the name Cole Kilty is being bounced about for the next 50 years. And as a parent, what else can you ask for?
well, and the what was I going to say about the legacy, like you said, and we're all going to be moving on at some point, and I'm hoping, yeah, Sean and Kyle can continue on, and I mean it's just, I mean, the first year was pretty good, and then last year was better, and then this year, every year, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So I'm just hoping it just continues, and yeah, we just get a lot of donations. Besides, you know, you make most of it through the donations. You know, you make some from the golfers too, but most of it's through the donations. But it's just, yeah, it's been great, very good.
Sponsorships.
Sponsorships. This year we have more corporate sponsorships. Kelly's helped us out with some of that, and Divine Signs. I mean, they're great. They take care of us, and yeah, everybody's just, it's been, you know, we're just touched by the, you know, generosity and kindness.
It's a great legacy, and you're paying it all forward in the community. It's the gift that keeps giving.
Yeah, well, we're humble, so thank you very much.
Again, very generous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon.
All right, let's get a bunch of rowdies in here. Thank you. Thank you. All right, for those in the viewing audience, we are gathering up the Ignite Dance Company and coaches. Here they come.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Jess, how many of you guys have tonight?
There's
30?
probably close to like 32 to 34 of us. We have a couple
Okay.
girls missing. What? I won't.
Oh, he saw me.
Girls, you can keep coming on in. We'll squish in. Kendall, you can move over a little bit. Okay, this is pretty much all of our dancers and our Ignite Company directors that are in the space. Thank you so much for having us this evening to recognize our Ignite dancers. There are 3 teams in front of you. We have Ignite Junior, Ignite, and Ignite Senior teams. And we are here recognizing their accomplishments throughout their regional competition season, but most recently, towards the end of June, they attended PAC Nationals, the Ultimate PAC Attack Challenge is what it was called, downtown at Navy Pier, and we did really well. It was a really exciting week of taking convention classes for the first time at Nationals. We had some dancers that participated in some classes with a former Rockette dancer. They got to take different styles of dance that they don't typically take here in the studio with us, from teachers that are professionally recognized from all over the country that come in to work with our dancers. So that was a challenge for them, but it led for lots of growth and new experiences, which was new and exciting. And then, of course, they competed lots of pieces. We competed against 80 studios that were at Nationals and 2,100 dances that competed nationally. So most notably, our Ignite Senior group pieces swept 1st through 4th place at Nationals, which has never happened to us before. So they were beyond excited about that. There were lots of tears and screams and sheer joy and excitement for accomplishing that and getting to stand on the podium in spots 1, 2, 3, and 4 and receiving huge banners, large trophies, recognizing their hard work, along with our choreographers, Miss Jacqueline, Miss Josie, Miss Shannon, who were all in attendance that week too, and were also nationally recognized for their choreography and in working with our dancers, so that was really exciting for them. So additionally, we earned top 10 placements across solos, duets, and trios, as well as other group performances. It was a really exciting week. Wrapping up our whole season, as you know, our dancers, our Ignite dancers specifically, get started in August. So they start even sooner than the rest of our classes do, putting in the work into the studios and getting started right away. And they will be getting started in just a couple weeks, actually, on their new 2026-27 season, if you can believe it or not. And we're just really proud of them. They work really hard. They take ballet, jazz, modern contemporary technique classes, along with company rehearsals that take place twice a week. On top of their nationals that they attend, they also compete in 4 other regional competitions throughout the season that are whole weekend commitments as a family. We've got lots of parents here who we love and appreciate for all of your support and time and energy, for our teachers and your dancers as well, who have been here for many, many years. We've got a couple senior parents back there and some amazing senior dancers that have already graduated from our program and will be heading off to college soon. And I know they're really excited to take their place at the microphone. So Kendall, you want to get started? Sure.
I'm Kendall. I just graduated this year. I'm going to U of I, and I was on Ignite for 8 years, but I've been here much longer. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Victoria. I'm going to be a senior this year, and I was on the team for 8 years, going for 9.
I'm Emma. I'm going to be a senior, and I was on the team for 7 years.
I'm Kira. I'm going to be a senior in high school at Elk Grove, and this is going to be my 5th year on Ignite.
Hi, I'm Isabel. I just graduated from Conant, and I'm going to the University of Iowa, and I've been on the team for 8 years.
Hi, my name is Brooke. I also graduated from Conant, and I'm also going to the University of Iowa, and I've been on the team for 4 years.
Hi, I'm Mira. I'm going to be a senior this year, and I've been on the team for 4 years, I think.
Hi, I'm Piper. I'm going to be a sophomore at Lake Park, and I've been on the team for 5 years.
Hi, I'm Mila. I'm a freshman at Conant, and I'm going into my 5th year on Ignite.
Hi, I'm Claire. I'm a sophomore this year, and I've been on Ignite for 5 years.
My name is Juliana. I'm a sophomore at Conant, and this was my 5th season on this team.
Hi, my name is Riley. I'm going to be a junior at Elk Grove High School, and this is my 7th year on the team.
Hi, I'm Litzy. I'm going to be a junior, and this is my 5th year on the team.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm a sophomore at Elk Grove, and this will be my 4th year on the team.
Hi, I'm Summer, and I'm a sophomore, and this is my 4th year on Ignite.
Hi, I'm Gianna. I go to Meade Junior High, and I'm going on to my 5th year on Ignite.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm in 8th grade, and this is going to be my 4th year on Ignite.
Okay. Hi, my name is Rose, and this has been my 5th season on Ignite, and I am a freshman in Conant.
Hi, my name is Joya. I'm going to be a freshman at Elk Grove High School, and I'm going into my 4th year on Ignite.
All right, is that team, or are you going to go to a new team? Is this a...
This is Ignite Junior. It's our last couple of girls here.
All right.
Go ahead, Nora.
Hi, I'm Nora, and I'm a 6th grader. This will be my 1st year on Ignite.
Say whatever you want now that we're getting to the end, girls. I thought it was going to take a long time. Talk about your mom, your brothers, your dad, your favorite music act, your favorite subject. Let us know a little bit about you, okay? No pressure. Oh, boy.
Hi, I'm Allie. I'm in 7th grade, and this is my 2nd year on Ignite. Hi, my name is Lily. I'm in 6th grade, and this is my 1st year on Ignite. Hi, my name is Amelia. I'm going to Elk Grove Middle School, and this is my 1st year on Ignite. Hi, my name is Lena. I'm a 6th grader at Grove, and this is my 2nd year in Ignite. Hi, my name is Kaya. I go to Meade Junior High, and this is my 1st season on Ignite.
Hi, my name is Hayden. I am going into 7th grade at Grove Junior High, and this is my 2nd year in Ignite.
Hi, my name is Zoe. I go to Meade Junior High, and this is my 2nd year on Ignite.
And that's it. That's all of our dancers. Round of applause. And if Miss Jacqueline, you can just wave. And Miss Josie can wave, and Miss Shannon back there with Miss Josie can wave. Those are our directors and instructors that have been working in rehearsal with the dancers and also in their technique classes. And we're really proud and thankful for all of your many years of patience, passion, creativity, energy, time, showing up for our program here and all of these dancers who admire and look up to you guys so very much. So thank you guys.
Hey, Jess, especially with them there and the parents watching, can you kind of give the people that are watching this meeting a little bit into the dedication and effort that the dancers actually have to do? How many nights a week, how many hours on that particular day, the amount of travel, so that we can get a real feel for what they've accomplished?
Yes, so our Ignite competition teams are our highest level, our most commitment that you can make into the dance program. As many of you know, we have many levels of commitment to kind of help please everybody in each of their wants and needs to want to commit to dance. We've got lots of dancers in our program that want to dance but also want to do other things, which is great. We support that as well. But primarily our Ignite dancers, what we ask of them is that dance is their number one priority or their number one activity, due to the fact that they rehearse twice a week, 90 minutes per rehearsal. On top of that, they are required to take mandatory ballet classes, jazz classes, and modern contemporary classes. We also have periodically mandatory scheduled additional rehearsals outside of that twice a week, leading up to important competitions or nationals, or if we have a special choreographer coming in that works with the group, or if we have combined groups to make big finale or intro pieces at recital, we'll have additional Saturday, Friday night, Saturday or Sunday rehearsals at the pavilion as well. So it is, we're asking a lot of these dancers and their families to make the commitment as their number one priority to the team. And we are excited to kick off our brand new season of 2026-27 dance in just a couple weeks. Our new season will begin the week of September 14th. And our handbooks came out about a month ago. These are all over any of our Elk Grove Park District facilities, as well as online. You can pick these up, and this is our guidebook, everything you would need to know about our non-recital programs, our recital classes, our recreational companies like minis, juniors, and teens, and then of course our Ignite teams. All of that information is part of the handbooks here. So I encourage anyone that has additional questions to look into this, or of course connect with our customer service team or myself in the dance office. We'd be happy to help. We're excited to get started again already.
Do any directors or board members have any questions for Jess? Okay, before you leave, I always say this. Any one of you, you're gonna get the biggest birthday gift as you leave and you go to the microphone and you thank mom and dad, because you kind of forgot that. Trust me, these are the ones. And it's mom and dad and grandma or grandpa or one of your sisters or your brothers. It's just not you. We get it. It's a family that commits to this. So on your way out, if you want to thank somebody, and it's a lot of effort. So it's a lot of money to do this. It's a lot of their time. They're sitting there in the chair while you're practicing. It's gas money. So just if you want to go to the microphone and give one last chance to say thanks, mom and dad, we're all good with that. Go ahead, Jack.
Hi, Jim. Hi, Suzette. I know that you're watching. Thank you for all your years of dedication and supporting me. My parents still come to recital. But really, no, I came up here to thank this wonderful group of dancers. It's so hard to put into words, Bill, just how hard they work. The number of times, there's a joke in the dance community, right? We always say one more time, but that means about 50 more times. So the number of times they hear me say again, nope, we're doing it again, fix this, do that. They really, truly put their hearts and souls into the program and into the pieces. We ask them to do very challenging work, whether that's technically, artistically, character work. They really are expanding their horizons and working so hard to accomplish our visions as teachers. And it's the coolest thing to see your piece finally come to life, like how you had it designed in your head. And I thank them for that, because they've done that for me year after year after year. I come up with a crazy idea, they think I'm crazy, and then we put it together and we find success. And I'm here to thank them, and mom and dad, but mostly these dancers here and their parents.
Yeah, you guys don't know that one trophy is actually taller than Commissioner Carlson. All right, on behalf of the board, thank you. We appreciate your dedication. And not only that, the recognition that you bring back to the Elk Grove Park District when you're out of our boundaries. So your dedication is appreciated. And hopefully you all continue to dance the rest of your life. It's all yours on the way out, guys. Do it. Do it. Get them to the microphone. Yep, see you, Jack. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Schwartz, that concludes the Ignite Dance Company. We are at recommendations for acceptance and approval. Okay, I move that these individuals be appointed to serve a 2-year term as an advisory member of the following board: an Elk Grove Youth Basketball Advisory Board, Gina Katsoulos; Elk Grove Youth Soccer Advisory Board, Rachel Cieslik, Alex Haggett, Ravinda Judah, and Michelle Yerusha. I need a second.
Second.
Tiffany, you're fine with all these? Roll call, please.
Yes.
Which one?
Commissioner Cook.
Yes. Sorry.
Commissioner Walls.
Yes.
Commissioner Bianchi. Yes. President O'Malley.
Yes. Next up, I need a motion and a second for approval of the pay request from Williams Architects LTD of Itasca, Illinois for the pre-designed services for the Rainbow Falls Master Plan project in the amount of $12,003.56.
So moved.
Second.
Does anybody need a discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Cook.
Yes.
Commissioner Walls.
Yes.
Commissioner Bianchi.
Yes.
Commissioner Carlson.
Yes.
President O'Malley.
Yes. 6C, approval of the pay request from Williams Architects LTD of Itasca, Illinois for the architectural and engineering services for the Pavilion Fitness Center locker room project in the amount of $28,086.13.
So second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Walls.
Yes.
Commissioner Bianchi.
Yes.
Commissioner Carlson.
Yes.
Commissioner Cook.
Yes.
President O'Malley.
Yes. I need a motion, a second, for approval of the pay request from Play Illinois LLC of Westmont, Illinois for the installation of playground equipment for the Andrews Park Playground Replacement Project in the amount of $79,106.
So moved.
Second.
Anybody need a discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Bianchi.
Yes.
Commissioner Carlson.
Yes.
Commissioner Cook.
Yes.
Commissioner Walls.
Yes.
President O'Malley.
Yes. Motion and a second for acceptance of the bid from A&A Paving of Roselle, Illinois for the 2026 Administrative Center and Rainbow Falls Water Park ADA Surface Improvements Project in the amount of $141,384.07.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions regarding this payment? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Carlson.
Yes.
Commissioner Cook.
Yes.
Commissioner Walls.
Yes.
Commissioner Bianchi.
Yes.
President O'Malley.
Yes. We are at items for information. We're going to start with our leisure services update. That's Tiffany Green.
Okay, so Sheila Ray Adult Center had a great July, reaching 377 members. They had 103 at the 250th birthday luncheon, and they took trips to Route 66, Overshadowed Theater, and White Fence Farm. And Aquatics Pack memberships hit 692 in the month of July compared to 414 last year, and group swim lessons were up to 257. Aqua Camp also ended the month of July with 163 campers. For adult athletics, we had our pickleball league kickoff in July, 7 teams in the competitive division and 9 in the rec division. We have our co-ed softball league starting up here soon on August 19th and 20th. Registration's still open. And then registration is also open for our Fall Bags League. For youth athletics, cheer is at 112 across 3 divisions for their upcoming season. Tackle football is at 55 players and flags at 107. Travel soccer starts August 17th. They're at 19 teams this year. Rec soccer has 183 currently registered, and they're still accepting registrations. Fall softball is at 75, like Tony mentioned earlier, and fall baseball is at 142. Summer Basketball League had a total of 147 players, and they'll be ending their season coming up on August 15th. And registration is already open for their winter season. Over at Audubon, we ran 2 different weeks of skate camp, and those 2 weeks had 26 campers total. For cultural arts, our Art at the Parks were very successful this summer. We had our interns helping run that program, and they averaged 100 participants per offering. Those are all free to the community. We had 262 total campers in art camp this summer, and we had 46 total in theater camp with 527 guests in attendance at the 2 shows. For early childhood, they've filled almost all spots for the 4-year-olds. They're almost at 80 registered, and they're at 60 for the 3-year-olds. For fitness, we had a total of 3,078 for Group X between Pavilion and Hattendorf, and we reached 418 personal training sessions. At the end of July, memberships were at 4,152. For museum, Dairy Day was a hit with 223 people in attendance, which beats last year's number, and the new Artist Association exhibit opened on July 1st. Open Gym was at 289 for the month of July. Pirates Cove had almost 6,000 visits in July, and Rainbow Falls was over 30,000 daily admissions in July. For rentals, they beat last year's total. They were at 206 for the month compared to 204 last year. Kids Club kicked off in July for Ridge only, and they were at 142 total registrations for the month. For special events, we had record attendance at our last movie in the park with over 300 in attendance. And then Play Picnic Party, another successful year with an estimated 4,000 in attendance. For our general rec camps in the month of July, we had Explorer at 103, Voyager at 136, Summer Scene at 55, and then Teen Summer Blast at Rainbow Falls, we had over 400 teens present. We have some good events coming your way. August 30th, we have our free Bark at the Park event. September 3rd, Dancing with the Band at Garden Terrace. September 11th, a Parents' Night Out at PAC. Also September 11th, new this year, we have a Pirates Cove Glow Party. This will be taking place of our Pirates Cove campout. September 12th, we have a Get Fit Fair at the Pavilion Fitness Center. Also, we have a fall gift show that day. We are accepting vendor applications through September 4th. And then also on September 12th is our Pioneer Day at the museum.
Thank you. Any comments or questions for Tiffany? I don't know if it starts with you, Tiffany. It'll probably have to work its way down from Ben. Certainly, hopefully the board feels this way, but there's getting more and more of a pushback about cameras in the locker room. I think at our fitness center, it's becoming a little bit more prevalent where people are actually setting up tripods, have been seen in there. And obviously with smart glasses and the phones not clicking, I think we're just waiting for a lawsuit for somebody to have some pictures that don't want to be seen on the internet. And I think we either need more proactive, like if you're caught disobeying it, maybe you get a warning, and then you do need to be banned from the fitness center or something stern, because I don't think they take staff seriously. They don't take residents seriously. So I think we need to send a message for those that are bringing a camera, I should say phone, not a camera, which is a phone, which is a camera, but I think we need to be take a harder look and just thinking about what you guys are thinking. It's just different from 10 years ago. First of all, everybody has a phone. Second of all, they're just quieter. And there seems to be this fascination with taking pictures in front of mirrors, after you're done with your workout. And I'll keep my comments myself on that, but it just has to stop at the Elk Grove Park District, that's all. So I don't know we got to get that message out, that's all. Okay. Parks, any other questions, comments? Thank you. Parks and Planning update, Mark Hosbab.
We've got 2 playground projects this year. One of them is done over at Andrews Park, Rupley School. That playground has been completed as of last week. I went out to go check on them, and kids were already playing on it, so that was great to see. And then Roosevelt Park is the 5 to 12 playground is brand new and open. We were able to take the construction fence off of that side, and now we're currently just waiting for the sensory portion of that playground to be completed. They did the pour-in-place installation yesterday.
They'll be working on the turf installation today and tomorrow, and it should be open as soon as Monday. I will probably give them till Tuesday or so just to make sure, and we'll have the fence down and everything like that. But it is a fantastic playground. Go check it out when it's ready. Seal coating at CAF has been completed. That went really well. No programming was affected by that project. And then with the PAC shutdown, we've got contractors in there that are ripping up the life floor in preparation of installing a new floor that's like a textured concrete. They should be wrapping that up in the next couple weeks during the shutdown.
Mark, can you also cover the Norton Park sidewalk lighting?
Sure.
That we didn't cover in committee of the whole?
Sure. So staff has been working on this most of the summer. The biggest holdup was getting in contact with ComEd to discuss our power options, but the project essentially is installing approximately 41 bollards along the Parkway sidewalk across Morton and Burbank Park from Elk Grove Boulevard down Brantwood to Carlisle. And some of the issues that we've had, mostly with ComEd, is power source. Because of that distance, we either need to have a new service. The WT group came in and did a study and found that we do have enough power at our pump house that's out there. But then it's down to the wiring and having to upsize the wiring again because of the length of span from that distance. So they came up with an estimate of the project to be around $190,000, and that's using the existing power at the pump house. If we were to get a new service, it would be $220,000 plus. So my estimate is just that $190 to use the power from the pump house if we were going to move forward with that project.
And the ballard lightings you're looking at are ones similar to the ones that are currently along where the pavilion tennis courts are?
They're very similar to that.
Okay.
The bollard style lighting.
So what do we need to do to move forward on this, I guess?
It's just an informational item. I'm just presenting the project at.
Is it ready to go out for bid now, I guess, at this point? Are you going to bid it out? Is that?
It would have to go out to bid, yeah.
Okay,
And then we would just continue working with WT to draw up the electrical engineering and get some construction drawings done.
What was the budget on this? I don't remember.
The budget was only $110,000 based on preliminary figures that we had.
Almost doubling it.
Yeah, because like I said, the power source was the biggest deal. As we were putting together numbers last year, we didn't really factor in a lot of that. We knew that there was going to be a big price to pay for the wiring, but I guess we didn't capture it all.
If we could light a softball field for that.
I'll go on record saying I love this project. I hope it works out well, and I'd like to see it do, if it works out well, I'd like to see us carry it on every year, do another section. I think it's a great project.
Okay, I don't know if you guys want to have a discussion on it or not. I do know that Commissioner Cook championed it, but usually there is a discussion when a budget comes in twice as high or 100% higher. You know, we could all be on board as a group of five when it's $110,000 to serve a purpose, and then it comes in at $220,000. Still not saying that it's a bad project, but I don't know if I want to put staff on the air, on the spot on air and say, are you still in favor of it? I'd like to hear what their opinion is off air, that they're still in favor of it. Not that we have to do things that staff is in favor of or against. We can think for ourselves, but I would like to get their opinion on that. And then I'd like to have everybody have a chance to be candid off air on moving forward. So is that something that the Capitals Committee can hold off on 2 weeks?
That's fine, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, is that everybody comfortable with that direction?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions for Mark? Thank you, Mark. Business services update. That's our big man, Brent Scholes over there, everybody.
We got a lot of events going on at the golf course in the fall. September 11th, Neinstein Club Championship is on the 12th and 13th of September. Par 3 challenge is on October 17th, and October 31st is the Superintendent's Revenge, followed by November 7th and the Turkey Shootout, which will probably wrap up the season. That's all I got tonight.
Any questions for Fred? All right, as a side note, we're gonna figure this out with Commissioner Walls. September 11th, Neinstein. John, will you be there?
No.
December 12th and 13th, Club Championship.
Yes.
October 17th, Par 3.
Yes.
October 31st, Superintendent's Revenge.
Absolutely not. It's too hard.
And November 7th, Turkey Shoot.
Yes, I missed my first one last year, and I'm
Anything good or
30 years.
bad regarding these 6 tournaments, please see Commissioner Walls.
Correct.
Marketing and communications update, Kelly Carvin.
We have one of our very exciting events coming up. As Tiffany mentioned, August 30th is our Bark at the Park event, and our very own Allie Schultz, who is our superintendent of marketing, was on Channel 6 with her dog Ginger, and they were doing a promotional piece on the event. So Jeff Franke interviewed them to talk about all the great things, so everyone will be able to catch that on Channel 6. In your board packets, I included a couple pieces that we did in July, just to show some of our graphic design work that we did. In regard to community relations and sponsorships, I attached a sheet to the report that just shows just a overview of some of the companies that we're currently working with just in 2026. So we've had a lot of great connections through some of our efforts through the Chamber of Commerce and different things. So a lot of these companies are really happy to support the Park District in these wonderful events that we're doing and different advertising opportunities. This past week, we actually attended Bird, Rupley, and Salt Creek's back to school nights. So our marketing team had meet and greet tables at all 3 of the back to school nights. So it's when the kids drop off their backpacks and meet their teachers. But we had marketing table there. So we were able to promote a lot of our fall programs, events, and different things that the kids can do at the Park District this fall. So we had some great engagement with the community. Throughout July, we attended 3 Rainbow Falls days, 2 Pirates Cove days. We did 2 or 3 movies in the park. And then we also had a meet and greet table at the Family Day at Rotary Fest. So we've been getting out, the marketing team's been getting out in the community to make those connections and just let people know, all the great things that are happening here at the Park District, because we're coming in contact with a lot of new families that are moving into the area and that aren't even familiar with what, Park Districts can offer. So it's been a nice opportunity to meet people in the community. And then last but not least, we had a wonderful intern this summer, and she did a project called Community Voices, which was an email that was sent out just to try to get some feedback from our email list on how people felt about the Park District and some of their great memories that we could potentially use moving forward in some of our marketing pieces. And so I'll just read one of the highlights that one of our families responded, and it said, "I applaud the energy and vision of the Park District Board. Every single park under their care is a true jewel reflecting a genuine commitment to our community." So I just thought that was really nice. We had some great feedback, from all the people that responded to the project. So that is it for my report.
All right, any questions or comments for Kelly? All right, I'm not even gonna look to my right, because I know you guys don't listen.
Did you, Committee of the Whole, we talked about changing the marketing brand for the Jumps and Jiggles. Did you want to touch on that?
Sure, I can highlight that. At our Committee of the Whole meeting, we were talking, as the new project is coming to fruition this fall, we're looking at doing a kind of a rebranding of the Carousel and Jumps and Jiggles space and really combining and changing the name. So I don't know if we want to mention that tonight, or if we want to save it for,
Save it?
yeah,
Okay.
for our grand opening. But it's going to have a new look, and it's going to be really very special. So we hope everybody's excited about the project as we are.
Okay, the first Bark in the Park was great. I'll give you guys a chance. I'm gonna buy a drink to the commissioner who gives the answer. Scott, Bob, name of my dog that I'm gonna bring there. You're useless. John, sometimes
Gus.
I think you listen to me.
Gus?
Oh my God, is that embarrassing? Tom, I count on you sometimes.
No.
It is Apollo. Wow. All right, Apollo, in August, we'll be there. I'm gonna introduce you to some lady dogs. We're gonna strut it. Got the date? We're solid.
And we also have Midwest Smoke Barbecue is going to be there. So even if you don't have a dog, you can come just to have some barbecue.
Fair enough. Apollo Barbecue.
It's barbecue.
Executive Director update, Ben Curcio, please.
Sure, as our summer comes to a close, camps closed out, our seasonal facilities are now switching to weekend hours. Just want to say a sincere thanks to our entire staff for an exceptional summer. Also special appreciation to our part-time frontline team members whose dedication ensured safe and fun experience for all of our patrons. And lastly, I just want to thank the residents for their valuable feedback on the Rainbow Falls project and Mead projects and their patronage to our facilities and parks. So, thanks.
Any questions for Ben?
Can I
Oh,
get- oh, you go ahead. You go ahead and say first.
Old business, shout out to Caitlin Flood, who watches every single meeting and offers valuable insight from her neighborhood. One of the things I've learned from that area is, Mark, I think I questioned you when SBC had the lowest bid for the removal. I did find out that they're in a lot of litigation, that there are a lot of people that aren't so happy with them. So again, as long as they provide the services that we're paying there in year one, but certainly I want you to keep an eye on them, because to the best of my knowledge, there's multiple lawsuits involving that company. That's it, under old business. Any other commissioners have any old business?
I do.
Go ahead.
It's so young, but it is still old business.
Very good.
I don't mean to do this, and I hate to do it, but if you could. So the bollard lighting at Morton, right? So that would come from paving and lighting, correct?
No, I believe we have that budget over the capital fund.
Okay. And could we look at any 88 fund for that?
Not up to date, I don't know if that would qualify, we'd have to submit it.
I'm just trying to keep it in my head, like, yeah, it came in over budget, but, you know, can we pull from a different fund? Because, I mean, it's something we could talk later about, but sometimes I think with the paving and lighting fund just sits there and collects dust half the time.
Oh, we spend that pretty much every year.
All right.
The can, it's kind of a can company, and capital.
Okay, that's all.
New business. Any commissioners or staff have any new business they'd like to discuss at this time? Hearing none. We're at payment of the bills. I have 3 dates. I have July 24th, 2026, the amount of $51,066.32. July 31st, 2026, the amount of $241,190.68. August 7th, 2026, the amount of $138,255.04. Any questions? Okay.
Second.
Any questions or comments regarding these three sets of bills? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Walls?
Yes.
Commissioner Bietti?
Yes.
Commissioner Carlson?
Yes.
President O'Malley?
Yes. Okay, our next meeting date is going to be August 27th, 2026, right here. I'm looking for a motion and a second to adjourn to closed session for the purpose of discussing personnel for 2C1, the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body for 2C5, and conducting the semi-annual review of closed session minutes for 2C21.
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Walls?
Yes.
Commissioner Bietti?
Yes.
Commissioner Carlson?
Yes.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
President O'Malley?
Yes, we will reconvene to open session to take action on matters discussed in the closed session if necessary. I need a motion to adjourn. No,
Second.
this meeting is now adjourned.
We were the